Hello everyone, and let's talk about the value of effective check-ins on your generative AI projects for associations to help you balance innovation with strategic oversight over your staff members and volunteers who are actually implementing the generative AI projects. It enables progress monitoring, assessment of whether additional resources are needed, and alignment with goals. It helps you avoid micromanagement. Well, you're probably not trying to micromanage, but it helps the staff and volunteers avoid feeling micromanaged if you have a regular, structured cadence of check-ins. It should serve as a trust but verify tool to prevent micromanagement concerns where you express trust in them. You focus on collaboration. You encourage them to succeed, your staff and your volunteers, with actionable feedback and checking on whether they need resources because you want to know whether they need more resources of time and money and whatever, so that they feel like they're being supported, while still ensuring alignment with your co-association's goals. Now, how do you structure these check-ins? One way to think about is having weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly meetings to provide consistent progress reviews. I recommend you do that, whatever else you do. Another structure, I always do that when I work with clients on consulting projects on generative AI initiatives for associations. Another thing I always do is milestone reviews. Focus on key phases like training or prototyping. Those should be deeper, more in-depth, focused check-ins on whatever the progress currently is. Something you can consider doing is informal updates to address immediate issues and share quick wins that you want to calibrate. So teams might feel micromanaged if you do that too often, so don't do it too often. See what works for each team. Within each check-in, make sure that you promote open discussion on the current progress and challenges and resource needs, and foster psychological safety to ensure that there's honest dialogue while combined with innovation. Psychological safety, as my friend Amy Edmondson talks about, is the ability to take risks and make mistakes without feeling like you'll be punished. And of course, you don't want to make the same mistakes. That's an appropriately thing to do to punish people for that. But if you're doing something new, you will inevitably make mistakes, and you need to be ready and aware of that. If you're not making mistakes, you're not doing enough new things. So allow people to make mistakes and don't punish them for it within the context of these new projects. I'll tell you about a case study where I worked with a National Healthcare Association of just over 9,000 staff. 9,000 members, of course, not 9,000 staff, so 9,000 members that faced declining member satisfaction and not quickly enough answering member concerns. Answer concerns were too generic. So that's what we want to address. And so we developed and launched an AI chatbot to handle common inquiries, which enable the staff to focus on more complex tasks of engaging with members. We had bi-weekly check-ins involving IT, member services, and volunteer leaders to track progress of the chatbot, and we focused on tailoring the chatbot responses to the unique needs of healthcare professionals. What we found is that there were some challenges with the type of complex questions having to do with healthcare that were asked, and some concerns about members around legal protections for HIPAA, data privacy, and so on. So we improved accuracy with training the chatbot on industry terms and strengthened data privacy and communicated about the strengthening of data privacy. It was strong before, but we essentially communicated about it better to members. So we had good results where 60% of inquiries were, after the 6 months project rollout, were handled by the chatbot. 30% faster response times and a 20% increase in member satisfaction because of that, as well as a 25% boost in staff capacity for more strategic tasks because staff weren't handling routine inquiries. So, thinking about sustained success through check-ins, have regular check-ins that evolve over time to meet adapting project's needs as the project changes over time. So as the chatbot project changed over time, we had evolving check-ins that addressed new things, and the structure of them changed from being weekly to bi-weekly to monthly. Foster a culture of continuous improvement and cross-team collaboration within the context of these check-ins. And check in on the check-ins themselves. Is the structure going well? Do they need to be updated? Having this approach to check-ins helps associations harness generative AI for lasting value and mission advancement, and be seen as true thought leaders and innovators on generative AI within their industry. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Future Ready Association. Please make sure to subscribe wherever you checked out this show and leave a review. It helps others discover the show and helps us improve the show. And if you have any questions, email me at gleb, Gleb, at disasteravoidanceexperts.com.